Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Lurid Lacquer. In today's video I have a really exciting haul to share with you guys. This is the first launch from Lurid Lacquer. I found them through Instagram and I ended up grabbing their entire collection. I had initially thought I was going to get 7 or 8 of them, but I kept going back to a few of the other ones that were on the bottom of my wish list, and they did offer a discount, if I'm remembering correctly, for getting the entire collection, so I just ended up grabbing the entire collection using a lot of my polish budget that I've been saving up on this. So I thought I would open this up with you guys, give you guys my first impressions of the polish to see them in person, and then I thought we would go ahead and have some fun with these, see about swatching them, and also see how some of them might swatch over other colors. Let's dig in. Ooh, wait a second. I am seeing 13 polishes here. Hold the phone. Okay, so I was hoping but not thinking I would be lucky enough to get it. They were offering a free polish, like a bonus add-on to the first 20 purchases from their launch, and I didn't make it. I think I was like number 28 or 27. I was close, but no cigar. And then I did learn later that the maker was going to go ahead and add random polishes to a few other orders. So it seems like I may have gotten one because there are 13 here. So let's just go ahead and start unboxing these. They should be numbered, everything in the collection. So we'll do that. We'll try to unbox them in order. So the neat thing about this collection is she basically made a poem, and each polish is named one of the lines from the poem. So if you put them in order numerically, you can read the poem. So the first one is Thistle and Thorn. All right, yeah, so that is gorgeous, you guys. Oh my goodness. This is a beautiful, like deep turquoise green, and look at that shimmer. The shimmer is definitely one of those components that really caught my eye when the maker was doing mix videos of the collection before it launched. Really caught my eye. Okay, let's see if I can find number 2, Nettle and Briar. So we have another shimmer polish. This one is a lighter, almost minty green, and then again with a beautiful shimmer. So where the shimmer in Thistle and Thorn was sort of a fuchsia to purple with some gold and orange at the edges, the one in Nettle and Briar is red to green to gold. Oh, yeah, both of those are stunning. Okay, looking for number 3. Yeah, surprise! I did get a surprise. Yay! So this ought to be it. Number 3. Okay, this one is Quiet. And this is one that I hadn't been thinking of getting because it is in a really light base. But you guys, again with the shimmer, this one looked so amazing in that shimmer. This is a very light, quiet gray, but that shimmer is amazing. It is a beautiful fuchsia purple. There's gold and oranges. Look at that. Oh, wow. Okay. Glad I did get the whole collection so far, you guys. Okay. It might be too early, but so far I'm impressed. Okay. The next one should be number 4, and this one is Unyielding. This one is a light purple with a beautiful, again, shifting shimmer. Such amazing shifts. So this one is kind of similar in shifts to the one in Quiet, except I can't quite tell if they are the same shimmer or not, but they do have that really strong blazing orange in both of them. But this one is that beautiful sort of dusty purple base. So that one was Unyielding. Ooh, next up we have number 5. This one is Indomitable. This is another purple. This is one that I was definitely going to grab. Basically, the first 2 were, and then these 2 purple ones. So far, of the ones that I've unboxed, Quiet was one of the ones that I was not planning on getting initially, but this one definitely was. This is such a stunning shade of purple. It's like an electric royal purple, and again, it does have a gorgeous shifting shimmer in it. Look at that warm tone there. Absolutely gorgeous. So that was Indomitable. Next up, we have Through Drought and Abundance. This is another one that I didn't really think I was going to end up grabbing because, again, we've got a very light base. Just to compare it to Quiet, it's got a very different shift. Through Drought and Abundance, it has a red to green to gold shift, whereas Quiet has that purple to fuchsia to brilliant orange there, that fiery color there at the edge. So very different shifts there. I am liking this one so far. And again, I did end up deciding to grab the entire collection, mainly to see how those shifts would look in person and also to see if they might play nicely over some other colors as maybe toppers if I didn't end up falling in love with the base color. All right, next up. Ooh, okay, so this is another one that was I must grab if I was only going to get a few. That original like 7 or 8 that I was going to get, this was going to be one of them. This is Reaching Skyward as You Root. This is incredible. So this one, I can't remember what the base color of it is because right now I'm seeing rainbows. It's got green, teal, purple, fuchsia. I'm seeing orange and gold. This is absolutely stunning. Next up is a pink. This is Only Fools Fail to Admire. This is another one that I wasn't too sure about, mainly because the mixing videos just weren't as in-your-face impressive as a few of the other ones that I had on my wish list, but this is a lovely light pink, and then you have a beautiful shimmer. Again, there is a major theme here with those beautiful shifting shimmers. This one is a like brighter pink. There's also orange and an electric green there at the edges. You can see some gold as well. So that was Only Fools Fail to Admire. This one definitely has reflective glitter in it, and this is one that I was definitely going to grab. This is The Wisdom of Your Armor. And look at this mixture. This is reminiscent of one of my favorite collections of all time, probably from Bee's Knees Lacquer, where they mixed multichromes with reflective glitter components, and I adored it. This is somewhat reminiscent of that in that it does have that larger particled multichromatic shimmer, and then you have a gold, almost like an orangey gold reflective component. So this is one that definitely caught my eye. Cannot wait to see this one swatched. Next up, we have another one that has reflective glitter in it. This is You Survived. This is another one that was sort of, I was on the fence about. I could have gotten, I could have skipped, but again, I decided to just go for it and grab the entire collection. And look at the beautiful green in this one. So this is one that I think does have a light green base. You again have those reflective components, and there is a shimmer, like a shifting shimmer or a multichromatic shimmer that is for the first one being a little bit camera shy. You're mainly seeing a blue to green, but in person I'm seeing purple at the edges as well. You can sort of see it there as I'm tilting the bottle. So there's blue and purple. All right, and then this is another one that I was definitely going to grab. This is Dauntless Guarded Beauty. This one, oh my goodness, the mixing video of this was just incredible. This one has flakies in it plus reflective glitter and some shimmer. At least I think there's some shimmer. There's something shifting. It might just be the flakies, but there is gold towards the edges. You're seeing that beautiful aqua. There's purple in here. Very beautiful mix there. All right, so the last one in the collection is another flaky polish, and this is Now Thrive. And this one is more of like an oceany teal. You've got those flakes, some very large flakes there. I don't think this one has reflective glitter in it, but there is like a hollow scattering or something else in here. Yeah, I think it's like a hollow flaky maybe. There's something else sparkling with rainbows. That is absolutely stunning. So that last one was Now Thrive. All right, and I did end up getting one of the freebie bonuses. Wow, can't wait to see this one. So she was saying that the bonus polishes were polishes that are going to be somewhat in the same family from this collection, basically polishes that were in the running to be in the collection but didn't end up making it. So I'm excited to see what we have here. Ooh, I can see green. And I think there were going to be a few different variations. So the one that I got, ooh, is Wolf Spider Surprise. This one is a beautiful, ooh, like teal, there's green, there's aqua, there's blue. I think this one might have reflective glitter in it. This is stunning. Oh yeah, there's definitely reflective glitter. Maybe in a lighter gold. Wow, beautiful color there. Feel very lucky to have gotten one of those. All right, so now that I've seen the collection, what are my first impressions? First impressions are these are so far exactly as I would have expected from the pre-release previews and the mix videos, the swatches, all of that. These are stunning. So far, I'm very impressed and again, super ecstatic to have gotten one of those little bonus polishes because I was bummed to have missed the cutoff of those first 20 orders. Very excited that she did decide to go ahead and throw some random ones in there, so thank you. Yeah, let's go ahead and see about getting these swatched. And before I do that, I think I want to go ahead and pull some polishes to top these over. Basically, we'll try swatching them on their own over maybe a matching base color if I can find a base tone to pull. For some of these, that's going to be harder than others. And then I'll pull a few random polishes to just have fun with. So let's see what I can find. All right, so I have the base colors picked out, and then I chose 3 random colors. I decided to go with a very dark blurply, almost navy color, a hot pink, and a very random sort of swampy green. Now, that one I'm really not sure about how some of these are going to look, but I thought it would be an interesting color to try. Some of them might look really good, but we'll just have to see how it goes. Now we can go ahead and get to swatching. So I made up 3 different color wheels, and as you can see, we are going to be looking at each of these polishes in 5 different ways on its own, over the intended base color, and then our 3 random colors. The blurple is Nail Robbie by Color Club. The hot pink is One Step Modern Pink, also by Color Club. And then the swampy green is Orly's Wild Willow. Let's go ahead and get swatching. So the first one from the Lurid collection is Thistle and Thorn. That is that teal with the beautiful shifting shimmer. I'm seeing the magenta, pink, gold, and orange. So here's Thistle and Thorn, all on its own in one coat. One coat over Essie, Garden Variety. Over Nail Robbie. Ooh, you can see a lot more of that shimmer in this. Over a dark color. Wow. So hopefully my lighting is okay on this. It's a different setup than usual since I'm down on the floor to spread out all of this polish. Now we're going to look at it over the hot pink. Ooh, yeah, this is... I was a little curious how this is going to look. Obviously, the teal base color is going to tint the pink, but I wanted to see how all of these would look over different colors. And actually, that kind of looks cool. It turns it into this interesting, hard to describe purpley blue. Interesting. Okay, let's look at it over the green. So also over the green, you can see a lot more of the shimmer. And that also is going to tint the base color. That looks pretty as well. So I tried to fix it, and I think I just ended up making that even more blotchy. But in any case, there it is over the pink. Now it looks like a tie-dye. But that is Thistle and Thorn in one coat on its own. One coat over Essie's Garden Variety. One coat over Color Club's Nail Robbie. one coat over Color Club's One Step Modern Pink, and one coat over Orly's Wild Willow. Very interesting. So we're going to go ahead and just do one coat of everything, and then we'll come back and do a second coat of all of the colors from Lurid. All right, next up is this one called Nettle and Briar. For this one as the base color, I decided to go with OPI's I'm Yacht Leaving. So here's Nettle and Briar all on its own. Beautiful shimmer there. All right, now over that Essie. Love the shimmer over this one. All right, well, I nicked it trying to fill with the lights again. All right, now we're going to try this one over Nail Robbie. Okay, and this one kind of has that milky mint base, but I actually like how it ends up looking over a dark color like this. Look at that. Wow. That is beautiful. Obviously a lot darker than the minty green. Now we're going to see it over the hot pink. That is not quite as noticeable that we are putting a mint over the hot pink. In fact, on camera, it really doesn't seem to be making a huge difference, although it is toning down that bright pink. Now let's see it over the Orly Swampy Green. Ooh. Yeah, I figured this would be one that looks decent because it does have that green base. Ooh, that looks gorgeous. Wow. That is stunning. So that one was Nettle and Briar on its own in one coat over the OPI I'm Yacht Leaving, one coat over Nail Robbie, one coat over One Stop Modern Pink, and then one coat over Orly's Wild Willow. Yeah, that looks really nice. All right, next up is the light gray. This is Quiet. And for that one as the base, I decided to go with Orly's Mirror Mirror. So here's one coat all on its own. This one definitely is a light, soft color, which is what I was expecting. That's the one that I really wasn't sure how I would end up liking it. Let's see it over Mirror Mirror. Ooh, yeah, this is lovely. Oh, that is so pretty. I think that might be a really nice base color for this. We'll have to see how it builds up on its own. I'm not sure if these are going to be 2 or 3 coaters. They might be okay in 2, but that's how it looks in just one coat with that gray as a base. That is beautiful. So let's see it over Nail Robbie. And so this is definitely going to have that creamy-ish consistency since it's a light gray base. So you're going to slightly dull down the darkness, but you can definitely see that shimmer nicely. And then let's see it over the hot pink. Again, we're probably going to dull down the hot pink because we are putting a light gray base over it. But I'm curious how that's going to look. Yeah, that definitely softened it. That's how it looks on its own. And it definitely got softened with that light gray. But again, beautiful shimmer over that swampy green from Orly. I think this one looks kind of nice too. I mean, again, we are dulling down the color underneath it, but it adds this very interesting grunge to that color. Look at that. So this is Quiet in one coat over Orly's Mirror Mirror, over Nail Robbie by Color Club, one coat over One Step Modern Pink, and one coat over Orly Wild Willow. Next up is the light purple. This one is Unyielding. And for the base color of this one, I decided to go for Skate to the Party. I thought that was a nice shade of purple to pull for that base color. I will say I do like the brushes that the brand has. It's got nice wide paddle brushes. So here's one coat of Unyielding all on its own. Beautiful. One coat of it over the OPI. And yeah, just as I thought, this looks amazing over that color. Really amps up the base. Nice shade of purple, and you see that glow of the shimmer over Nail Robbie. Again, with this one, we are dealing with that milky base. So we are slightly dulling down or blurring out the exact shade of that color, but you do get that richness because of it. And let's try it over the hot pink. This one could be interesting. We are sort of adding a smoky look on top of the bright pink. There we go. Again, similarly to the teal one over the hot pink, we are sort of creating this interesting shade of purple over Wild Willow. This one could be interesting. And actually, this really blocks out most of that green, surprisingly. It just looks like a dark color. You can definitely see that shimmer. That is really neat. All right, so that was Unyielding in one coat on its own, one coat over OPI Skate to the Party, one coat over Color Club's Nail Robbie, one coat over Color Club's One Stop Modern Pink, and one coat over Orly's Wild Willow. That one's very interesting. All right, let's go ahead and do a second coat of Thistle and Thorn on its own. Beautiful color. Love the shimmer on that one. So 2 coats on its own. You do get more vibrancy from it when it's over that Essie, but really nice combo there. I think it could look nice worn either way. And here's a second coat of Nettle and Briar. Love that shimmery glow. For this one, while I do like it over that OPI, I think I prefer it all on its own. Since I did ding that nail, it's a little bit harder to see the glow in a straight line on that OPI, but it does look really nice if you wanted that brighter pop of a turquoise in that color. And here's a second coat of Quiet. That is beautiful, very delicate. That is one of those shades though that like I keep saying, I wasn't sure if it was going to be too dainty and delicate, but I do like it on its own, and it is a different shade once built up than it is with that gray base from Orly. And here's a second coat of Unyielding. That is gorgeous. That actually looks very comparable to that one coat over Skate to the Party. You do get a richer color payoff, obviously, with a cream under it, but I like how both look again. So 2 different ways that you could wear that. So there's our first color wheel. Polish 1 through 4. Which one's your favorite? I'm really liking a lot of these combinations, and I'm glad I decided to go with such different colors, especially that swampy green. I think it's really neat to see that with the different shades of shimmer over it. All right, next up we're going to do Indomitable. This is the darkest shade of purple, and for that one I decided to go with Orly's On the Edge as the base color. So here's one coat all on its own of Indomitable. That has such a beautiful rich glow again. I think that one's going to be great in 2 coats. Let's see it over that Orly, which actually kind of turns out more blue once I swatched it, which is very interesting. But it should provide a nice rich base for this to go over. So there it is over On the Edge. And then let's try it over Nail Robbie. I was wondering if there would be a difference over 2 darker colors, and there definitely is. On the Edge isn't quite as dark. Nail Robbie definitely gives this more of a midnight look. And then let's see it over that hot pink. This one should be interesting. Oh, wow. So yeah, this base is very rich, very pigmented for a shimmer polish. So you don't really see the pink as much as the other 4 colors that we looked at. For this one, you mainly are going to see that purple. So that's very interesting. Definitely the closest that the polishes has looked. Not surprising since this is the darkest and most pigmented. Let's look at it over the Wild Willow color, that swampy green. Again, this should be interesting. Yeah, like I figured, I don't really see too much of the green popping through. Does that create any different look than over Nail Robbie? I mean, it does because the green isn't as dark as Nail Robbie, and it also does create a different look over on the edge, this one here. So, I mean, it's a different look. So that was 1 coat of Indomitable on its own, 1 coat over on the edge from Orly, 1 coat over Nail Robbie by Color Club, 1 coat over One Step Modern Pink, and 1 coat over Wild Willow. All right, next we're going to do through Drought and Abundance. For this one, I decided to put it over OPI's Taupeless Beach. The base of this one was really hard to decipher, but if you tilt the bottle, you can kind of start to see it is sort of this gray, beige, like off-white color. So I could be slightly off. Yeah, see, on the wand there, it's almost hard to see that it has much of a base color at all. So for this one, I'm not 100% sure on the base color, but I think it's close enough to give that boost in opacity for the kind of look that we're going to get. So let's go ahead and see it over that. So here's 1 coat of it on its own. Beautiful shifting shimmer again. 1 coat over Taupeless Beach. Ooh, yeah, that is very pretty. I don't know if that matches the base perfectly, but I do really like how that ends up looking. I feel like in person it's a little less gray than it's coming up on my screen. But yeah, that looks very nice. 1 coat over Nail Robbie. Oh my goodness. The shimmer over this color is amazing. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that. Wow. In person, I'm seeing even more of the gold and orange. I don't know if any of that's going to come through on camera, but wow, that looks amazing. All right, let's see it over that hot pink. I'm guessing that this is going to slightly dull down the pink like the other lighter shades did. But you're still going to be able to tell that it's over a hot pink or a bright shade of pink in any case. Yeah, I do see the shimmer, but it is a little bit more subtle since it is a pink on top of a pink cream. And then let's see it over that Wild Willow. Ooh. Oh yeah, that is gorgeous. That's so pretty. Wow. So there's 1 coat of Through Drought and Abundance on its own, 1 coat over Taupeless Beach by OPI, 1 coat over Nail Robbie, 1 coat over One Step Modern Pink, and 1 coat over Wild Willow. That I think might be one of my favorites. I really love it over this darker color, but I really also like it over that dark green. Very pretty. All right, next up is Reaching Skyward as You Root. This is one of the ones that I was super excited to see. For this one, I chose to put it over China Glaze's Below Deck. Now again, this is another one where I feel like the base color is really hard to decipher underneath all of the amazing shimmer in it. But when I looked at the neck of the polish, I think I was seeing sort of a light brown base on this one. So that's what I decided to go with. So here's 1 coat on its own. Beautiful, beautiful shimmer. That is definitely a favorite. Wow, that is amazing. 1 coat over that China Glaze. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, look at that. Oh my goodness. Wow, that is gorgeous. I think it looks even better in person. I can still see that smoky purple leaning brown through the shimmer, but that shimmer is amplified so much on that color. Wow. All right, let's see it over Nail Robbie. This one should be really pretty as well. Yeah, look at that. And a very different look from over the China Glaze Below Deck. Let's see it over the pink. This one should darken the pink because we are dealing with a base color here. Yeah, this one looks interesting. Probably not my favorite combination, but as you can see, it is doable. You can still see the pink shining through. And then one coat over Wild Willow, which I think should also look rather beautiful as well. Oh yeah, that is gorgeous. Oh, that is amazing. So this is another one where it works on at least 3 of them as well as on its own. So over Below Deck, it looks more earthy. Over Nail Robbie, it looks more like almost scarabby. And then over that swampy green Wild Willow, it looks kind of earthy again, like it did over Below Deck, but in a different way. All right, next up is the light pink, Only Fools Fail to Admire. And for this one, I picked OPI's I Quit My Day Job. I thought that this was a nice, bright but softer shade of pink for this to go over. So this is one coat all on its own. This one is another that has a lighter base, of course. So one coat on its own. Let's see it over that OPI. Oh yeah, I figured that would be a nice match. Look at that. That looks beautiful. Definitely amplifies the color. Love that shimmer over it. Let's see this over Nail Robbie. This one could look interesting. I'm not sure how the creaminess is going to look over it though, but we'll see. Does definitely darken up the color, and of course you can see that amazing shimmer. That looks beautiful. Let's see it over the hot pink. This one is again going to be kind of complementary or similar shimmer on top of base. I think over this one I'm seeing more of that orange pop up from that shimmer. And then let's see it over Wild Willow. This should be an interesting one as well. Yeah, that's another interesting one as well. It is muting down the green, but you can of course still see that amazing shimmer. Interesting combo there. So that was one coat of Only Fools Fail to Admire on its own. One coat over OPI, I Quit My Day Job. One coat over Color Club's Nail Robbie. One coat over Color Club's One Step Modern Pink, and one coat over Orly's Wild Willow. So here's a second coat of Indomitable. That is gorgeous. Like I said, definitely the darkest shade. And honestly, for this one, I really don't think you need to put it over any base color. It doesn't make a huge impact, not like the other colors. And I love it in 2 coats on its own. You get a little bit more vibrancy than I feel like I got with it over On the Edge from Orly. And of course, over a darker color, you do get a different look. And here's a second coat of Through Drought and Abundance. So this is one of the 2 lightest shades. So we're going from the darkest to one of the lightest. For this one, I do think it benefits from putting it over other colors, or at least works over other colors. There you can see the difference between it being over a matching base. That was Taupeless Beach from OPI. So you do get very different looks, but I do think I like it on its own. It has this sort of ethereal look. I also think I could possibly put it over the Orly Mirror Mirror, that light gray. Yeah, that could also work nicely. Here's a second coat of Reaching Skyward as You Root. I think this is another favorite from the collection. That is just such a beautiful one. This is another one where I do think you get a different look with it over a color because it is a lighter base. But look at that glow that you get in 2 coats on its own. Not quite the same look as when I put it over that matching undie that was China Glaze Below Deck. So you do get different looks. Again, this is one I don't really think looks great over the pink, but again, I really wanted to experiment and see how all of these looked over different colors. And here's a second coat of Only Fools Fail to Admire. This is another one that was sort of on my maybe list. I have definitely grown more fond of this shade of pink, but I wasn't sure if I was going to get it, if I was only getting a few from the collection, but I'm definitely happy to have it. I mean, look at that glow. Again, you do get a very different look. You get a softer look on its own than when I put it over that OPI. That one again was I Quit My Day Job. So it definitely works over a pink, but you don't get quite as much of that glow with just one coat. And then over Nail Robbie, One Step Modern Pink, that brighter hot pink, and then Wild Willow. I do think this one looks good over Wild Willow. That's actually a combination I could see myself reaching for if I wanted a grungy fall look with a beautiful pink shimmer over a green. All right, next up, we're getting into some more complicated finishes here. This one is the Wisdom of Your Armor. This one has some reflective glitter in it. And for this one, I chose LA Colors in Spirit. I thought I would match the dusty shade of like this raisiny purple. You can see it right along that edge there. So here it is on its own. Oh yeah, this is a favorite. I can tell right away. This is amazing. Look at that. Oh, that is gorgeous. I love this kind of formula because you are seeing all the different colors all at the same time. Each component adds a different twinkle or sparkle or color shift. Love it. Let's see it over Spirit by LA Colors. Oh yeah, this is amazing. That looks great. Ooh. Oh yeah. That is gorgeous. That is a favorite right off the bat for sure. In polish and in combination, that looks so good. Let's see it over Nail Robbie. Oh yeah, this is going to be neat as well. Now, of course, with this color, we're going to get more of that deeper blue midnight color with a pinch of purple. And look at that shimmer that it bounces back. Makes for a completely different look on the nail. Wow. And then one coat over that bright pink. This one should be interesting. This is a color combination. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but I'm curious to see. So you still see that pink coming through. The base color is going to be a little bit patchy since it is over such a bright color, but you can still see all of that glow. You are getting different color shifts over each of these colors. Let's see it over Wild Willow. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. That looks gorgeous too. Wow. Now that it's covered in the Wisdom of Your Armor, it actually is a little bit more similar, at least in person, to the tone that I was getting from it over LA Colors Spirit. Now, I feel like on camera, it's looking a lot closer to Nail Robbie, but in person, it is looking a little bit closer to that one. Wow, that is so neat. Loving that one over all of those colors. So that is the Wisdom of Your Armor in one coat all on its own, over one coat of Spirit from LA Colors, one coat over Nail Robbie, one coat over One Step Modern Pink, and one coat over Wild Willow. Yeah, that's a favorite. Wow. All right, the second reflective glitter is You Survived. And for this one, I decided to put it over a bright green from Orly. This is Plastic Jungle. I wanted to match that bright green that I was seeing there in this color. So here's You Survived all on its own. Beautiful green shimmer. And this one has those gold reflective glitters. So there it is in one coat on its own. That has a lot of sparkle and twinkle. Not as much contrasting color as we were getting in the Wisdom of Your Armor, but beautiful twinkles. I'm almost seeing like micro flakies in this one as well. Let's see it over Plastic Jungle. This one ought to look fabulous. Cannot wait to see this. Oh yeah, look at that. Holy moly. That is amazing. Wow. Beautiful twinkles and sparkles. You can see some of the pink and red sparkles start to pop up when it's over that bright green. Wow. Let's see it over Nail Robbie. Ooh, this one looks nice too. Wow. So you're getting more blue showing through, and because of that, the shimmer is shifting to blue a little bit easier. I'm seeing more of that blue glow as well as all of the sparkles and twinkles from the other components. I think that might be a favorite combo for this one so far. That's gorgeous. All right, let's see this over One Step Modern Pink. This one could look interesting. Like I said, the pink was kind of a wild card for a lot of these, but wanted to see how it looks. And actually, I don't mind that. I mean, it's kind of interesting looking, but I don't mind it. That is interesting. Let's try it over Wild Willow. I think this is going to look amazing as well. Obviously, since this is a green base with green shimmer, it's going to play nicely with our green. Yeah, that looks gorgeous. I will say the formula of these is not playing nicely with the LA Colors top coat that I used to put over the creams. So you are seeing a little bit of pooling almost, but I am blaming the top coat or maybe even the hot pink from Color Club because it's really only doing it on the hot pinks, which is very interesting. But yeah, I like this on a lot of these colors. I like it on its own. I really like it over the bright green, but I love it over Nail Robbie. That looks incredible. All right, next up we're getting into our flakies. This one is Oh Dauntless Guarded Beauty. And for this one, I picked Orly's Crash the Party. So a bright but deep purple. So here it is in one coat on its own. This I think is going to be another favorite from the collection. This is just gorgeous. Mixes a lot of my favorite colors, the purples, greens, and aquas. You've got blue in there. Maybe more of an aqua blue, but still blue. That is so pretty. Let's see it in one coat over Crash the Party. I think this is going to be amazing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that is stunning. Look at the sparkle and twinkles. That is so pretty. Yeah, that is a favorite combo as well. Let's see it over Nail Robbie. This should look really nice as well. Again, we're dealing with complementary colors here. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Wow. Again, we're getting a very different look than we did when it's on its own and over a purple. You get almost more of a fireworks in the sky sort of look. Absolutely stunning. Let's see it over that bright pink. That actually looks pretty good too. You can see all of the beautiful flakies. You can see a little bit more of the bright pink flash in there, the little speckles of pink. So that's not a bad combination. I think that one works nicely as well. Let's see it over Wild Willow. That actually kind of works too. It's a very interesting mix of a swampy color with some beautiful pops of purple and pink. And then you get the aqua flakies as well. Not a bad combo there either. So that was one coat on its own, one coat over Crash the Party, one coat over Nail Robbie, one coat over One Step Modern Pink, and one coat over Wild Willow. I think this is another instance where it actually works pretty nicely over all of these. Very, very pretty. And then the last one is now Thrive. For this one, I decided to go with a beautiful rich teal cream from Color Club. This is Rain It In. So here's one coat on its own. Beautiful flaky there. One coat over Rain It In. This ought to look amazing. Oh yeah, that looks beautiful. I think that's a great match there. One coat over Nail Robbie. Oh yeah, this is a good combo too. Look at that. Beautiful colors over that darker color. Let's see it over the pink. This one could be interesting. Yeah, you're definitely changing the pink color because we have a teal base in there. But actually, this is another instance where I don't mind it. I think it looks interesting. You definitely see a lot of that teal, but you see the pink coming through as well. It almost creates a purple. And then let's see it over Wild Willow. I think this one could look pretty nice as well. Yeah, not bad. You get more of a muted color. Yeah, I like it. Not too bad at all. So there's one coat on its own. One coat over Rain It In from Color Club. One coat over Nail Robbie, one coat over One Step Modern Pink, and one coat over Wild Willow. I think I do like that. That's actually a nice, sort of a more muted shade of green than it is over the brighter teal. Let's go ahead and see a second coat of the Wisdom of Your Armor. Yeah, this is definitely a favorite. Look at that. Oh, wow. That one might have to go on my nails next. That is gorgeous. I think it looks equally good in two coats on its own or one coat over Spirit. I think that's a really nice combination. A second coat of You Survived. I think for that one, I again almost like it a little bit better on its own, although it does still work nicely over that bright green. And then a second coat of Dauntless Guarded Beauty. This one I think is one of the lightest base coats. Most of the color is coming from the flakies and that reflective glitter. But look at that glow. Again, definitely a different look on its own versus over a brighter color. That was Crash the Party from Orly. So I think for myself, I prefer it actually on its own. But again, it does work really nicely over all of those other colors we tried. You'd get a very different look. And then a second coat of Now Thrive. Yeah, that is beautiful. The jelly base on this is really nice. This is another instance where I think it looks really great on its own, but I think you could still equally wear it over that matching undie that was Rain It In. But you are going to get more of an ethereal, squishy look when you layer it on its own. All right, so there we have the entire collection. We got to see each polish 5 different ways. Which ones were your favorites? I think for me, it's really hard to narrow it down to just a couple, but I definitely liked a lot of these. I think all 4 of these last ones here, The Wisdom of Your Armor, You Survived, Oh Dauntless Beauty, and Now Thrive are all favorites. I think those are incredible. I was equally impressed with the opacity of that dark purple. Indomitable looked amazing. That's one that I don't really think you need an undie under it at all. It just works beautifully on its own in 2 coats. And I'm actually very happy that I got the entire collection because through Drought and Abundance, as well as Quiet, this softer gray, I really do like. Those are very nice. The shifts in them are beautiful. We'll have to see how I end up liking them on, but those are both really beautiful. I would also have to say, I still think Reaching Skyward as You Root is a favorite. That is amazing. So that's up there. What are we at least 5 up there in my favorites. Definitely Nettle, Inspire, and Thistle and Thorn as well. But also Unyielding. Yeah, I don't know that I could narrow it down to a top 3. So one of the things that I have been doing with hauls is letting you guys know if any polishes end up being regret purchases or if I think that I could talk myself out of them later on. And for this one, I definitely got the entire collection to play around with and swatch over a lot of different colors, but do any of them fall into the regret category? I don't think so. I do still think that the 3 that I wasn't going to get, Quiet, Through Drought and Abundance, and Only Fools Fail to Admire, are still ones that I'm not like in love with, but I also wouldn't go as far as saying that they are regret purchases, because all of them I could see myself reaching for at different points. Even though those are not my top 3 polishes, I still do really like them more than I thought I would. All in all, I'm really impressed with the first launch from this brand. I'm excited to see what else they come up with, and curious to see if they're going to continue on with the format that they've done, having a poem broken down into names for each polish in a collection. But yeah, I mean, beautiful colors, very much up my alley as far as getting some purples, some teals. We've got mint even in this one over here, which was Nettle and Briar. We have flakies, we have reflective glitter, which I really like as well. So yeah, just a very impressive, gorgeous collection. I would definitely say that these 4 over here are in my top picks because I really like the more complex finishes. At the same time, I really like the formulas of the shimmer polishes as well. And Reaching Skyward as Your Root, I think I've said it half a dozen times at this point, is definitely a top pick from the collection. It is utterly gorgeous, such a beautiful combination. So yeah, all in all, I can't say that any of these are a regret purchase. Very, very pleased with all of them. The opacity, I think, for even the shimmer polishes was nice in 2 coats. So on a bare nail, I think that would be just fine. Maybe longer nails might need a 3rd coat for some of the softer, more delicate colors. Let me know again down below which ones were your favorites. What were your favorite combinations? This was really fun getting to swatch over a lot of different colors. I don't often do that, but I think I would like to do that for a lot more polishes, especially ones that do end up being sheerer or on the more jelly side. So let me know what you thought. I know this is probably going to be one of the longer videos as well for the swatching videos, but let me know what you thought. Hopefully you guys had a good time. If you're new, make sure to hit the little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos, and I will see you in that next one.